Welcome back to Stay Tuned. I'm Daryl Strong.
And I'm Danica Hill.
In today's show, we'll be discussing the Marc Lamont Hill interview, One Problem, Two Solutions, Question of the Week, Same-Sex Marriage, and a feature story on studying abroad. But before we get into that, it's pageant season.
Yes, it is. And congratulations to our new Mr. and Miss Langston University. Langston University kicked off the semester with the Mr. and Miss Langston University pageants. 4 hopeful contestants competed in the Miss Langston University pageant to get the title of the 68th Miss Langston University. The annual Miss Langston pageant started with 4 contestants performing an opening number dance that led into their introductions. The contestants were Beatrice Harrod, Ashley Wright, Brianna Petaway, and Deanna Brain. The ladies were judged in 5 different categories: an interview that was conducted before the pageant, on-stage question, lifestyle and fitness, talent, and evening wear. Second runner-up was awarded to Ashley Wright, and Deanna Brain received first runner-up. The winner and 68th Miss Langston University crown was given to the youngest girl on stage, Brianna Petaway. The following week, 6 men competed for the title of the 31st Mr. Langston University. The pageant centered around the theme GQ, Gentleman Qualities. All of the contestants started off the competition by presenting their oratorical speech based around the perception of black men on social media.
Man, put away childish things. Never the GPAs being above average or the come to my graduation in May because it's redundant that I pass. But I do also believe that.
So who will cry for the little black boy? Facing the legacy established by our forefathers through perseverance, education, and family has been diminished by...
And they make sure they wear the best outfits. Social media is a place to, as we like to say, stunt. It's all about looking and having the best. And you don't just see this on black male social media, but males and females of all nationalities.
And presidents of the United States. Barack Hussein Obama, an African-American man, is the most talked about and influential president ever on social media. Now please,
you build up the value systems on material things that don't last. And so you see them posting on social media about their new iPhones and their new tablets.
The next phase of competition was talent. The talents included a tap dance, monologues, and singing. The competition concluded with lifestyle and fitness and formal wear. James Scott was awarded second runner-up and Emmanuel Robertson received first runner-up. At the end of the night, Shaquille Anderson walked away with the crown, leaving the crowd in awe. He joins Brianna Petaway as the face of Langston University.
Now let's pass it to Keisha in the field with One Problem and Two Solutions.
I'm Keisha Clark here with Stay Tuned. One Problem, Two Solutions is part of our program where we give our viewers the opportunity to express their on-standing issues on campus. I'm here with freshman Tessa James. Tessa, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. So what one problem do you have on campus?
One problem that I have on campus is the runaround that Langston University gives you. I feel as if we have to attend to many buildings in order to handle business.
Okay, so what 2 solutions do you have for your problem?
2 solutions, I feel as if everything was in confinement and if there were more organization, that Langston University's business would be handled a little better.
Okay, well, thank you, Tessa. That was a great answer. You heard it here first. If you have any more questions, comments, or concerns, you can contact us at lustaytuned@gmail.com. Make sure you always stay tuned.
Thank you, Keisha. Same-sex marriage seems to be spreading all across the nation.
Yes, and it's reached right here in Oklahoma. The fight to legalize same-sex marriage ensues in many states. Virginia courts are now deciding whether the ban on gay marriage is unconstitutional. The decision comes 1 month after an Oklahoma judge ruled the ban on same-sex marriage as unconstitutional. Among those challenging the ban are Virginia residents Carol Shaw and her partner Mary Townley, who married in California. The two are among many other couples challenging the state's laws. Lawyers are hoping the case moves to the Supreme Court.
So, Daryl, I heard you had a chance to interview Marc Lamont Hill. How was that?
It was good. I definitely learned a couple things. Welcome to Stay Tuned. This is Daryl Strong, and I'm here with Dr. Marc Lamont Hill. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
People question the relevance of Black history. Is Black History Month relevant? Why or why not?
Yeah, so a couple things. First, people question the legitimacy and necessity of Black History Month. I think that's a wrong-headed position to take from the beginning. The argument often is, there's no White History Month. Mm-hmm. You know, and I say, well, there is. No. You know, January, March, April, May. You know, mm-hmm. Every month we sort of normalize and centralize the white experience, the European experience, et cetera. It's necessary for us to do that, not just in February, but throughout the year. So for me, Black History Month is a project that should become a springboard into deeper and more sustained conversations about Black life in America. I think when we do have Black History Month conversations, though, we often do it, as you said, with a hero's approach. Malcolm, Rosa, not even Malcolm really, Martin, Rosa, Frederick, and then we stop. Maybe Harriet Tubman, right? I think Black History Month has to be a different kind of conversation. It has to be a conversation, one, about who are heroes in the Black experience. Some of those are people who are the poster children for civil rights, like the Martin Luther Kings, the Fannie Lou Hamers, the Ella Bakers. It also has to be people in every field of human endeavor who have achieved it at the greatest heights. So it might be someone like a Benjamin Banneker. It might be someone like a Charles Drew. But it should also be people behind the scenes. The names and faces of people like Baron Rustin, for example, who was the central architect of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in '63, but whose name goes unmentioned, whose face goes unrecognized by so many Americans. That's another central part of what this is. But it can't just be about names and faces, because that's still a hero's approach. It's also about asking the question, what does the Black experience in America fundamentally offer America? What can America learn about itself through the Black experience? What can America learn about Black folk through a deep examination of the Black experience? What can America do to move forward with the Black spiritual and cultural and social and intellectual traditions at its back as a kind of wind pushing it forward? Those are the types of questions we should be exploring during Black History Month. If we do that, then we're getting somewhere. If we don't, then we're just celebrating some Black folk.
Okay, my last question for you is, at what point in your life did you say, I want to educate myself on Black history and then in turn educate others?
I stumbled into, shouldn't say I stumbled into it, you know, hip hop in so many ways saved my life. It introduced me to names and faces, and my brother was a big hip hop fan, and you know, his listening to KRS-One, his listening to Public Enemy gave me access. And I read, and I learned, and I became excited. Then I picked up Malcolm, the autobiography of Malcolm X, you know, co-written with Alex Haley. And that book inspired me and unsettled me. Talk about being unsettled. Imagine reading Malcolm as a young teenager, trying to figure out who you were in the world. And I thought I knew. And then Malcolm comes in and just blows everything away, changes everything. I didn't know who I was anymore. And I was scrambling to figure it out, you know? And in the scramble to figure out who I was, I started picking up books. So one book, it was, you know, they say like weed is the gateway drug. Malcolm was like the gateway book for me, you know? And I got the book and I read it, and then I'm picking up all kinds of books on religion, on history, on all these things. And suddenly these names and these faces were starting to make sense and be organized in a kind of way that compelled me to want to know more. Partly because I wanted to know who I was, partly because I wanted to know who they were, and partly because I was committed at that point to making a change, to being Malcolm, to being like Malcolm. And so I was like, I gotta read, figure out who these people are so I can be like Malcolm. And that's when I started piecing together Black history. And then I got to college and I read more. I got to graduate school and I read more. And as I read more and I engaged more, I found new traditions. I got the Black arts tradition. I got the Black revolutionary tradition. I got all this stuff in me, and it energized me and made me want to learn more. And so now as I stand here in 2014, I'm still learning, still trying to figure it out. But I'm so grateful for the struggle, so grateful for Black History Month, and so grateful for you, man, for having this conversation with me.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. And let's hope that your conversation serves as a gateway for students to act and be unsettled.
I'm praying for that, brother.
Thank you. This has been Daryl Strong with Stay Tuned. Thank you for tuning in.
So what's your favorite moment in African American history?
My favorite moment would have to be the Million Man March, simply just because it was the first time where Black men united for something positive. But what was your favorite?
My favorite moment would have to be the election of our first Black president.
That was definitely a crucial milestone in our history, but it looks like we're out of time.
So thank you for watching this episode of Stay Tuned. Remember to follow us on Instagram as well as Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at LU Stay Tuned. Thank you for watching this episode. I am Danica Hill.
And I'm Daryl Strong.
Remember to always stay tuned.